Hello, everybody, and welcome to the False Prophets podcast. I'm Phil Risden.
I'm Ethan McFall, baby.
All right, and welcome to the show. How you doing, Ethan?
I'm doing good, Phil. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Guys, you might be wondering why instead of a beautiful Dominican man, there is a beautiful white man sitting next to me.
Not as beautiful.
Yeah, I know, not as beautiful,
Yeah.
but that's because I actually had to fire Manny. Too many thoughts. The guy was reading too many facts. He's always trying to
here with hard takes.
right and research, and there were a lot of things that he was doing that I felt like I had to distance myself from. I like to be called a lot of things. I can go under a lot of monikers, but well-read is not one of them. And I pride myself, and I pride my career
Yeah,
on that, if I'm being honest with you. So we had to let him go.
had to. And to all of Manny's fans, both of you, I'm sorry. You too, guys. All right, you can text Manny. He's out.
Yeah,
You can find him, but
let him know.
Yeah, let him know. I know you guys have his number. You guys meet up. The Manny fan club is small but mighty. I know
He's
you guys
gone.
have influence, and if you come for me, I'm ready to handle any shot you're willing to
That's
shoot.
what it is. He's gone. He may tell you that, hey, I was sick or whatever. Don't believe him.
No.
Don't believe him. What happened was he slowly has been getting pushed out week by week by me, and I slowly tried to bring Ethan into the fold because that's just what I want. And I don't think that Manny is an equal partner to this podcast at all.
It's like he was trying to be a prophet,
Yeah. And,
and that's not what we do here.
that's not what we do here.
We are
at
trying to
all.
lead you astray.
At all. And speaking of profits too, we've been putting a lot of content out there too, and we're almost reaching 400 subscribers. So thank you guys for doing all that. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe on this. We are almost at 400 subscribers. We are at 392. We need 8 of you. 8 of you to just give a shit. All right. And if you know anything about the algorithm, 90% of you watching are not subscribed to the channel. Just fucking subscribe.
I know Manny was the problem, but he's gone now.
He's gone.
You can subscribe, and it's me.
Yes. And, so please subscribe. And to all the teenagers, commenting on our videos on TikTok, fuck you. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with that a lot too. I recently put out a clip with Dave Chappelle, and I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of trolling a little bit.
Yeah.
I wrote the caption was the problem with Dave Chappelle, or the truth about Dave Chappelle. And then we just played a clip where Manny, who is now no longer a part of this podcast, was talking about how his cousins went to go see Dave Chappelle, and my whole joke was, obviously you're not family with these people anymore. Obviously, they're cretins. They're disgusting, sewer dwelling mutants. They're awful human beings. And
Just runs in the family.
exactly. And
Manny
part of
comes from the same crop.
and part of those things were true, but I would say the majority of it was a joke. Okay. And there were a lot of people on TikTok who took it serious. A lot of comments who were like, the truth about Dave Chappelle, what? That he's funny as fuck. And it's like, do you not get what sarcasm is?
I don't
Do
think
you
a lot
not-
of people do, especially children.
Yeah, that is true. That may have been my first mistake, was trying to market my podcast to children.
They will frustrate you.
Yeah. So I just want to apologize to all the 12-year-old incels out there. I did not mean to offend you or anything like that. But just know, the bad Dominican man is gone. If that helps.
Aren't all 12-year-olds incels?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty much.
I think if you're 12, you are an incel.
Yeah.
There's no volunteering.
Well, I think you're right. I think you're voluntarily celibate at 12 years old.
I don't think you have much of a choice. I don't think anybody's trying to fuck a 12-year-old except Manny.
That's well, all right.
All
We
right.
may have to cut
Too
that
much
part
slander.
out. We might have
Too
to cut
much
that
slander.
part out.
Manny, I love you, man.
Sorry, he's going for the top spot. He's trying to get rid of you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like Game of Thrones at this
Exactly.
podcast.
I really want to replace him.
there's
so
a lot
I'm
of
going
things going
full,
on.
He's a pedophile.
I told it. I was like, dude, like we're just gonna make a couple jokes of how we got rid of him. He's taking it to the next level. Understandable though, and I love your passion.
yeah,
I love your
I'm a
passion.
cutthroat
about
podcaster.
that. But there's a lot of things we got to talk about today. So first up, I know we started off pretty well. There's a lot of crazy things happening, but one of the craziest is Tory Lanez
Back in the news.
back in the news once again. this is a guy that he has a bit of a checkered past, or as we like to call it, a bullet-holed past. A Swiss cheesed past,
Mhm.
and he's going through some things. But recently, he has shot a music video in Houston, the hometown of Megan Thee Stallion, and which I think is so interesting because obviously, if any of you guys pay attention to any of this stuff, Tory has been professing how innocent he is for a very, very long time. Now he's going into doing real trolling. This is I will say, listen, I don't know if he's innocent. I don't know if he's guilty, whatever. There's been a lot of evidence that proves that he may or may not be innocent, but it's all bullshit because it's in the public eye. Nobody knows what the truth is until the courts speak on it. But I will say he is playing Machiavellian games right now. He is doing chess matches right now. He's going to her hometown. I don't know if you ever read any of those books like 48 Laws of Power or anything or what is it, The Prince by Machiavelli.
Yeah.
But they talk about different mind games you can play with people to obtain power and obtain dominance.
You feel like he's winning.
I feel like he is winning. I do. And I'm not saying that he's innocent, but I feel like he is winning. Yes. He very clearly is.
That is not true.
I think he very clearly is.
Do we even know the name of this music video?
No, but it doesn't matter.
It's no plan B though.
What matters is him. That's the thing. It's I think the liberal media, all right, the libtard media.
Yep.
I think they're actually trying to sell the narrative. Obviously, the more popular narrative, Megan just got shot. Fuck him. Whatever. But I don't think they expected, number one, for him to keep on making music, because most people, when they're about to get canceled, they crumble, especially with something as sensitive as this. This is bigger than pretty much anything we've ever seen, aside from Weinstein and Cosby, if you're thinking about it at the magnitude of what it is, right? This is a man who shot a woman.
Yeah, he tried to take the hoof off the stallion.
Yeah. You.
He's trying to, once one hoof is damaged, they kill the horse.
I know. He's trying to send the stallion to the glue factory.
Yeah.
Not cool. You can't shoot Seabiscuit. What are you doing?
Exactly.
But that's what he's trying to. So this is a very.
She was trying to win the crown.
She was.
She was. She's like, who's bigger than her right now? I feel like she's winning because she's bigger than him, more popular, and clearly the victim in the situation.
Well, that's the thing. Is she's a total juggernaut if you're talking about just plain old mainstream type shit. When I say mainstream, I don't even mean societal popularity. I mean stuff the
she's
Grammys,
at every award show.
Yeah,
every award
Billboard.
Show, she's the best live performer that we may have right now.
That's what I'm saying.
If you want dancers,
she's gonna do it.
She's the best dancer, and she's got the best presentation as far as
If you want a dignified black woman to pop her pussy, she's the one you tap and get to do it.
That's exactly right.
And that's the fact of the matter. So yeah, you're right. Exactly. It's it's not necessarily the public. It's more just the academy, all the institutions in the entertainment industry are very, very behind her. But I feel when it comes to the public, it kind of is up in the air. Just because he's still been making music, and the music is doing really well. It's selling really well. His sales haven't had much of a dip or anything. He's been very, very open about being hey, I didn't do it, which again, for such a heinous crime, you would think he would either just shut down and be ultra fucking quiet, or or whatever. He'd bottle everything up, or let
I did not think Tory
Lanez
Lanez was going to be quiet.
I totally thought he was.
I feel like if you're an artist and if there is just an open case that creating music, because music is under the under art, so you can just say you're innocent, plead it, and then win the public opinion, even if you are lying on every single track.
No, I think if you actually did something here's the thing, it's different than shooting at his ops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone like Young Thug, who's now dealing with all that type of shit, he probably had the notion, I could do that, blah, 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 blah. But the way the actual societal climate is right now for the genders and everything, there's no way that Tory Lanez thought if he actually did do that, if he actually did shoot her, there's no way he thought, oh, okay, I'm just gonna like, I did do that shit, but like, fuck that bitch. I'm just gonna put out mad songs. Like,
what? That is,
and it doesn't feel like that. It feels like he honestly.
We have opposite feelings, and we have $50 on those feelings.
That is true. We do have $50 on those feelings. I'm about to win that $50 very, very soon. We shall see.
We shall see.
But yeah, I think it's. I
believe women.
I do too. But this woman, I don't believe, because she said she never fucked him on camera. She said
that was a lie,
which was wild.
Yeah,
which was wild. There were a lot of inconsistencies.
A lot of credibility that way.
When she said that, it was like, oh,
yeah. Now she could lie about anything now,
because a lot of that shit was not that credible. There were only a few people there, so who the fuck knows? You know, she's not friends with her best friend who is also there anymore, which again is an indicator of like some sort of foul play in general, because like if you actually did get shot and he shot you, that would have brought the two of you, I feel like that would have fused you together. Even if he was fucking both of you, that would have fused both of you together for life, truthfully. So the fact that your friend isn't fucking with you immediately after, and then she's saying that you're telling stories and everything, there's something that's a little fucking fishy about that. But again, it doesn't matter about public opinion. It matters about the jury's opinion and their decision at the end of the fucking day. I hope whoever's telling the truth gets fucking justice. And that's just a fact.
And what really should decide it is whose music video is better.
Obviously.
Obviously, Plan B was good. It was a hit, and it's going to be hard for Tory to top it. But whoever does numbers has to go away from the zeitgeist.
See, but that's fucked up, though, because like
it's got to be one or the other.
Because she's hot, though. So that's going to be harder. Like, you know.
And it's summer. And it's hot girl summer.
Exactly.
You think she's going to lose a case during hot girl summer?
She's hot during hot girl summer. That's undefeatable.
You know, it is. That's what I'm saying. I can't believe you think Tory's winning. I think he's like,
I think
it's getting worse. I don't think this video is going to help because you're just making a video because you were accused of a violent. I mean, is it going to be a diss track?
No, it's not. I think he's just making good music. His last album, it was actually pretty fucking solid. I'm not even a huge Tory Lanez fan, but like his last album was pretty fucking solid. It seems to be doing well. For somebody who has been through all this right here, right now, his career is still going very well. For what he's going through, for what he's being accused of, it's going very well. And I think because it's going very well, means that I think the industry thinks he has an actual decent chance of winning. Because remember, when it first happened, they all cut him off. And then as he kept on doing his own thing, because he was already independent, as he kept on doing his own thing, and then on top of that, like all these little things come out. Hey, there's no gun residue on his hand. Hey, there's this. Hey, there's that. Then they all started opening back up to him.
Well, yeah, you think they're just like, oh, he does numbers still? Then we'll be back on.
No, I think they're like, I think in the beginning they're like, oh, he's still doing numbers. That's interesting, but they didn't really care. And then they were like, oh, he's still doing numbers, and we found out this, and we found out that. Okay, maybe there's something more to this story than we had initially thought.
He could be the next OJ.
I think that he could be the next OJ, except this time he didn't do it. I think so. But there's a lot of there's a lot of shit going on, man. So I don't know.
And Nicole's alive. Plot twist.
Yeah, Nicole's she's in an underground bunker with Saddam Hussein.
She's got her hands on her knees.
Yeah, right. Oh God. But onto much brighter news. You know what I mean? Yeah. Guys, we try to shake things up here. I know we talk a lot about a lot of dark stuff, but we also like to have fun too, which is why we wanted to tell you about China's new invention.
Yeah?
Yeah. Did you not hear about China's
Is it a new toy, something to make everybody happy?
Kind of. Yeah, I would say as far as make everybody happy, I feel like it'll make the government happy. China has actually come out, or they're developing a new device that can actually read the minds of their citizens to decide which of them are watching pornography and try to deter them from watching pornography. I don't know if you guys knew about that, but it's just, I mean, Jesus Christ. And you thought China was a boner killer before.
Oh my God.
But I thought, for me, I'd hear about, not being able to give birth to more than one daughter, or you'd hear about how they have the social credit score, or you hear about the Muslim concentration camps, and all three of those things left my dick flaccid.
Yeah.
Okay. But once I heard about the mind
It's so hard to get an
thing,
erection in China anyway.
fucking boing, heard that, I was right up in there. What do you think about it?
I'm curious about it. Is this something they're installing, or is this something they're just like in every home?
That's what I'm wondering. I have no idea.
Or is this for like guys who want to stop?
I think no, it's definitely
It's
not
definitely
for
not.
guys.
It's like
it's
a-
surveillance.
Yeah.
It's trying to like watch everybody, and take our words for it, because we've read none of the articles that we saw.
Headlines only. Here.
Well, headlines only.
Headlines only.
Headlines only.
Why do I want to hear what a writer who's done research
Yeah,
has to
dude.
say about this?
What do I want to hear about? I want to fucking read something from a guy who graduated from Northeastern.
No, I might as well live in China where they tell me what to
Yeah,
think.
come on, dude. This is America, baby.
Exactly.
Hot takes only, baby.
Hot takes only.
But apparently, it's just it's for surveillance. They're basically, I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to create a race of people who aren't stuck on pornography as the world gets more and more isolated. Which, if I'm being real with you, I don't necessarily disagree with wanting to deter people from porn. Because porn can be extremely problematic.
And it probably doubled viewership in the past 2 years.
Exactly.
It's probably getting where it's completely affecting society.
And the fact that
If you're working from home and just like have nothing else to do except and you have a porn addiction, it's made it 50 times worse.
Oh, dude, I beat my dick anywhere at any time. I'm beating my dick right now.
He has a
Look
third
at me.
hand.
I got my both hands up, beating my dick. I am beating my dick. That's just how it is, man. And it's because of the pandemic. It's because of COVID-19 that this has happened. So I understand what China is trying to do. I get it, and I think there also might be a little inkling of, because I've heard, because of that whole birth thing with the daughters, where you can only have one female for a long time. That ban is gone now. It is.
Yeah.
But
Are you having a boy or an abortion?
exactly. Yeah. That's a good question. Abortions all day, baby.
Yeah.
Fetuses on fetuses on fetuses. But no, I heard that basically like that ban is gone, but now
You know what's funny? They're like blurring out dicks didn't do it.
I know. Well,
Blurring
that's
out privates
Japan,
didn't
you
do
cunt.
it. Yeah.
You think all
Well, then
Asian
I
people
don't watch
look alike?
Chinese porn.
I don't know what Chinese porn is. I think it's just two people having sex under an American flag. That's Chinese porn. That's like their version of scat porn. It's like, you're fucking disgusting. What do you watch? Two white people have loving sex? You nasty bastard.
Oh my god.
You know? But back to what I was saying. So the whole ban on the daughters thing, right, is actually gone, but it's been going on for so long that a lot of people are only choosing to have one child, if that at all. And this is something that's happening across the world. Like, the whole human population is having less children right now. So I think that's a fear of the Chinese government, is that eventually this kind of wave of people that are older, there's eventually going to be a population of elderly people, more elderly people than there are younger people. And that's never really happened in human history. And it's starting to happen a lot more now. Like, it started in Japan. You know, in Japan, there is a lot of people who, and I read this from an article a while ago. I know I'm not supposed to read, but I read it. And it's basically about Japanese dating, where it's like certain men, it's mostly men, will call themselves vegetarian, right?
Yeah.
And that means that they don't have sex. They just like watch porn and play video games all day, and like they don't date at all. And
They're dating a fleshlight.
yeah, like they don't plan on having children and everything like that. And this leaves like a lot of the women like wanting, like, that's why they say if you go to Japan, dude, you can get your dick wet in fucking 2 seconds, dude. What do you say? You want to go?
Oh man,
Have a fucking bukkake fest?
I've always wanted to spray with a bunch of fellas.
Yeah, Yeah, spray with the boys.
But then it's gonna be a low attended bukkake. You know what I mean? There's nothing sadder when 5 guys show up to the bukkake.
The free comedy show of Bukkake Fest. Just barking people in.
I don't understand. We didn't market it well.
Bukkake. We got
You
guys
guys still
want to
do it?
We got some SNL.
Dude, I'm here. I'm gonna do my time.
Yeah.
All right, I'm coming on somebody. All right.
I got another bukkake down the road. If I could just, just go in, come out, and be quick about it. That'd be dope. But yeah, dude, it's like, so that's a big thing happening in like Japan and everything and this is like the population has already like began to shift to the point where there's like old people now where like they only discover that they're dead because like they smell the bodies next door and shit. Like people who just have no family anymore. Maybe they had like one son and that son passed away or something, and that is just it. And they have no link to anything or anybody. And yeah, they just wither away because they have nobody to take care of them. And this is something that's going to happen across the world. So I could see China, because they have so much control.
That's what I was saying.
Everything and
when
everyone.
What an authoritarian government is, when you see a problem, you can just try insert yourself in it. You can try to fix it.
Yeah, we're like, no.
In America, it's like, oh well, we kind of have to take our bad stuff with the good stuff. It's
hey, America, when are we gonna nut up, okay, and start making dudes come in chicks, okay? Enough of this Roe v. Wade. Hey, we leaked the tapes that we're eventually gonna get rid of it. Fuck you. Uncle Sam needs to take every dude's dick and just shove it into a pussy. I think that's right.
Yeah. And
I think that's right.
If you're in China, you can just say that.
There you go. Yeah. Welcome to the False Prophets podcast.
Yeah.
But no, it's true. I could see it like where it's like, it starts with the mind reading. God, that sounds so
just
dystopian.
You need more people.
That is so dystopian. It starts with the mind reading. And then, I don't know. They're going to start inseminating people.
So it's something in your home and you're just sitting there. And if you get horny, it's just like,
it'll know.
Go outside. It's like,
yeah. It'll force you. It's like a Fitbit.
Yeah.
It's like if you ever get an erection, you need to take 1,000 steps.
Go outside.
You cannot stay still.
Yeah. It's kind of how men used to. It's like taking men back to what we used to be.
Which I kind
of like. If you want to come, you had to go out in the world and do something about it.
You had to earn it.
Yeah. You had to be charming. You had to develop a lot of.
Yeah, man. Can you imagine
social skills? Like,
I think I don't know how this is going to work though. I think eventually it's just they're just going to get fed up and they're just going to start like stealing dudes' cum. Like the government's just going to start coming into people's houses like a thief in the night and just jacking dudes off.
You think they don't want more people? They obviously don't. They're trying to
definitely
do population control.
They want more.
I feel like they're trying to make their citizens better because if you can act, because they oversee, right? So if you see how much porn your adult men are watching, they're like, wow, he's not productive.
Well, I think it also makes you watching too much porn and expelling that much testosterone makes you too passive. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
It makes you docile. That's the thing. Like, dudes don't want to admit that, but I think even the
dudes who just come are simps.
That's what I'm saying. And I think even that's why, like, we have this whole like feminism and this fight for like, or fight kind of against masculinity or push back against masculinity. And I think a lot of that is winning in a way because porn is so huge now. And a lot of dudes are either not dating or they watch so much porn that they're kind of more docile and they see all these angry women and they're like, I don't want to have a discourse with you. I'm just not going to say anything. And I'm just going to kind of shrivel up and it's whatever. Cause I don't want to conflict because their balls are empty.
Yeah. It's beneficial to society, which is odd. Because if you look at masculinity as a problem, which when there were just wars all the time and our natural, just to fight each other, you look at that as an actual problem to solve, that this solves that problem.
I guess so.
That you are not going to have as much aggression if you're just constantly empty.
I don't think that's true. I think there's still tons of aggression. I mean, women have tons of aggression as well, too. It's not in the same way. Don't get me wrong. Nobody's, women aren't curb stomping each other. You know what I mean? It's a difference. But there's still aggression. I think the world is still full of aggression.
Much less, though.
I don't necessarily think that. I think we're in this weird way where it's like there's aggression, but in a way it's like more like a sensitive aggression where it's like nobody thinks logically anymore. Nobody thinks like every form of aggression like now is like virtual, so nobody thinks consequences actually exist. Like the only consequence we now have in America is a fucking mass shooter. That is the only sort of thing. Like somebody, like you talk shit to somebody on the computer and you don't expect them to come knocking on your door. You know what I mean? You don't expect any sort of physical retaliation. The only sort of like physical threat that I think most of us have now is like guns from like some random person who might just pop up who we don't know. So we have this existential fear, and then we have this like, you know, us poking and prodding each other all the time, and then all these dudes with their nut sacks empty, and you know, I don't know where this country's going. You know, so
it's going to one slap makes them think that the world is too violent. It's like,
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know, that's
well, people
that's
were shocked
dickless
by
America.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
But it's a safer America.
Yeah. I guess. I
see what you're saying. The more isolated porn watching American is becoming more dangerous. That's actually becoming the old soldier. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
and I think that's a weird thing where it's like it's happening across the world. Like I think even that's why I think men and women right now are having like kind of such problems is because it's like they're not like we're not interacting with each other as much as we actually think that we are.
Oh no.
You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
A lot of it is fully online. A lot of it is like fully friends. But it's like men and women right now have the biggest amount of sexual attention ever. We are Ross and fucking Rachel right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Will they? Won't they? This is the scene where it's like we're shouting at each other and we might start throwing each other around and fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is what it is. But both of us, she's all vibrated out and I'm all nutted out. So now we're just angry.
Mm-hmm. And China's trying to do something about it.
Yeah, exactly. So good on you, China. And this is going to be a smear campaign, but apparently it's going well. Good for you, China.
Yeah, sometimes I think I'm going to talk shit and then I agree.
But yeah, you know, and that's the beauty of it. That's
Yeah.
the beauty of this podcast. I also just love the idea that eventually, like I said before, like China will they'll say fuck the mind reading and they'll just start stealing dudes' cum. You know what I mean? Can you imagine that? Like there's like the Edward Snowden of China. It's just like the Chinese government stole my cum.
Yeah. They're just going to put a hole in a wall.
Ski masked up and they just fucking, you know, some dude just like breaks in, dodges all these lasers and just like jerks a dude off. And it's like, what the fuck? It's like, what the fuck is
just
happening?
a fluffer assassin.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Yo, dude, I had a wet dream last night and I'm pretty sure I woke up and there was a dude fishing me off.
No, you had a wet mission, bitch.
Yeah.
You had a wet mission. SEAL Team 6 in this motherfucker. It's about to be 0 Dark 30, bro.
Yeah, bro. They got the smoothest hands. Instead of rough.
Yeah.
Yo, my boy's got the lotion on. Dang, bro. How can you even climb a building with hands like that?
Right. Oh, man. Oh, we have fun here. Oh, what's next on the agenda? We got a lot of things coming up. I love how disorganized I am now that Manny's not here. Yeah, like we said, China is going through all that. They're using technology to read people's minds. But even worse, man, there's a lot of shit happening over here too, as well. I don't know if you heard, but in the last episode of the podcast, you listened to the podcast, right?
Yeah, I listen to the podcast.
You're like a big like fan, and you're like,
oh yeah.
Are you subscribed to the podcast?
I'm subscribed.
Okay,
subscribed. Yeah.
So like maybe like be like
there was just one problem, and it was Manny, and you guys fixed it.
There you go. See, all right, you guys. You know he listens, he cares. But on the last episode of the podcast, we were talking about Elon Musk on the road to be a trillionaire, the world's first trillionaire. Well, actually, not the world's first trillionaire, but one of them. I believe the first trillionaire was like Emperor Mansa Musa from like Africa, from like hundreds and hundreds of years ago. This dude had like a fucking crazy crate of like gold. Yeah, it's fucking wild. Anyway, but he's on the way to become a trillionaire. But apparently Jeff Bezos is pretty much on this guy's tail because Alexa right now is gonna be having an update soon where it's gonna be allowed to mimic anyone's voice. That is right, mimic anyone's voice, including deceased people. Did you know that?
I heard about it today.
There you go. You heard about it from me.
I heard about it from you. Let's not play around.
Do some goddamn research. You're supposed to be on this.
Real quick before we get there, I want to say, is Elon Musk giving anyone else like Asperger's envy?
Yes.
Is that the hack? Is like
Yes.
to be on the mental spectrum? Is that the hack to getting
Yeah.
$1 trillion?
Dude, I want to date Grimes and name my son after a barcode. That'd be awesome.
Right?
That'd be great. I was so envious of this fucking guy, man.
This is the cream of the crop.
He really is. Apparently, as far as this whole device that will be able to mimic anyone's voice whatsoever, I don't know. I think it's really interesting. Like, number one, in the last podcast, we were talking about how they're now trying to build synthetic skin, like synthetic human skin, onto robots now. And then you now have this thing that's going to allow a machine to mimic any voice whatsoever. So I think they're just slowly getting ready to completely replace people as workers and stuff. And they'll either eliminate all of us or keep us fat and docile, like the ending Wall-E. You know?
Yeah, I haven't seen Wall-E, but I get what you're talking about.
Yeah, just
where
like
humans
fat
don't have to
gross.
work anymore because we've automated all jobs.
Yeah, and we're just like all sitting there and like slowly wasting away and spending whatever little allowance they decide to give us, and all that shit. So I don't fucking know, man. I don't fucking know.
Because that's the thing. If they took all our jobs, automated them, and gave us some money, then we could live utopianly and everybody would be happier. But they're not going to do that.
No, they're gonna try to make us live dystopianly.
Yeah.
That's any rich person. I feel like that's their drive. It. They could make it a utopia, but they want to make it a dystopia. Always, every fucking day. They're like, how can we make this worse? How can we make these people feel like their mind is slowly like running down the drain?
Yeah.
Let's break them as far as possible. And then let's also pit them against each other.
Uh-huh.
And we'll have a group that's for us for some reason, even though they're crazy poor. And then we'll have a group that's against us that's actually slightly more affluent and rich.
Yeah.
And they can just battle it out and they'll slowly all die and we'll just be here.
Yeah, they do want to see it.
Having like weird child.
It's like
sex
having,
parties.
have you ever had an ant farm?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like let's
Pitting them against each other. Dude.
Oh, they're harmonizing. I don't like that. Let's
I know.
get this crazy.
Fuck that.
Let's
Pour some water in there.
yeah, exactly.
Let's get
Give
wild.
those ants some acid.
Let's
and
get
see what
wild.
happens. Yeah,
Give them some acid.
yeah.
Jesus Christ, what type of ant farm were you?
I think that was like an experiment or something. They just had like big ant farms and they gave them like different kind of drugs and like really wild shit happened.
Really?
Yeah.
They started fucking.
Yeah.
Fucking like appreciating each other for who they were as people.
Turned into a real Cronenberg.
Yeah. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Fucking love it.
Have you ever seen an ant orgy?
Oh, well, on camera.
Of course. Yeah. I tried to watch it, but then this Chinese thing popped up and
I
said I
know.
couldn't.
It's like that's my whole thing. Chinese government always trying to kill my boner.
Yep.
So fucked up. So what? Yeah, but what do you think about it though? What do you think about the voice changer thing?
Sad is what I think of first of all. I mean, can you use it to like manipulate phone calls? You'll never be able to trust like, hey, this was recorded by, this is a phone call from this person. You can fabricate that stuff now is what I'm thinking.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, well, that's the whole thing with deepfakes. We were talking about deepfakes.
yeah,
You're like,
dangerous.
You're like the technology should be better, but the thing is, the technology is increasing. But as the technology is increasing, they're also making counter technology to combat it. Because with deepfakes and with stuff like this, with this voice thing, you're right. It's going to be indistinguishable eventually. And then the problem is not things being faked. The problem
They could create
is,
robots to do this podcast.
yeah. but the problem is, it's not even just things like being fake or whatever. It's that once you diminish the trust of people, then it can never fully be gotten back. Like once they really think like, yo, like anything we watch on TV could be fake, it could be real. Joe Biden on television could not even exist, and
Right.
somebody could be playing a prank on me while he's talking about how we're declaring war on Russia. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like you have a portion of the population, thinking one thing, and you have, a bunch of different populations thinking a bunch of different other things. Kind of similar to the COVID-19 thing.
Yeah.
It's like a
There were
small experiment.
Paranoid skepticism is becoming the norm.
It is. And with deep fakes and fucking voice changers
Yeah.
and Chinese mind reading machines.
Right. That Alex Jones is starting to make sense.
It really is. It really fucking is, man.
That if you were
Really
cynical
fucking
and
is,
assume
dude.
the worst about society, that you might be onto
You
something.
might be totally right. I think that's the thing. I think that's the way to like truly be an intelligent person now. Not even be smart. You don't got to know math. You don't got to know science. Just
Don't
say the
trust.
worst possible thing, and then it will come true.
Yeah.
We are in the darkest timeline.
for sure.
You know, I mean, look at his hair. All right.
Yeah.
Obviously, America is in trouble.
Yeah, this was a timeline that I did not plan for. That's why I got this.
No, it looks great. It looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah. But I just don't fucking know anymore, man. I just don't fucking know anymore. Shit is, it's crazy. I mean, yeah, we have this, and then, you know, Ezra Miller's still on the run. You know, how do you feel about that?
I mean, Ezra Miller?
Yeah, I just love that the Flash is on the run. I think that's
so
hysterical.
Yes.
I think that is so fucking funny. The Flash, and especially the Flash, he's always the bleeding heart of like every comic. When it's Justice League, he's the fun-loving one.
Yeah, he's
the soft guy. He's the Spider-Man of DC.
Yeah,
you know, he tells the jokes. He's sweet. He cares about people and shit. And in reality,
he's the young one. He's the young guy in the team.
Yeah, and he's like the fun like guy, and he has a short attention span. And he runs around, you know. He's like that. And then, you know, you have the guy playing him, who just recently kidnapped an 18-year-old girl. So I mean, what do you do with that?
I think you try to run around the world backwards and try to change your timeline. Is what you try to do.
Yeah, but he has so many timelines where he's a dick. So it's like, what do you do? You know, that's the thing. We were talking about it before, where it's just like, I could just imagine him as Barry Allen looking at each timeline. He's just like, dick in that one, dick in that one, oh dick.
Why don't I try?
Kind of a dick. I liked crypto, dick. Bought NFTs, dick. Voted for Trump, dick. You know, like, it's like,
this is his best one.
Yeah.
He's like, this is the best he could do, and he's like,
an 18-year-old is the best
he could do. Oh my god, I started a genocidal war in that other timeline, and that wasn't even the worst one. Here, at least I'm a movie star.
I invaded the Republic of Congo.
Oh
what the fuck? I don't fucking know, man.
You seen that scene in Trainwreck where he tries to have sex with Amy Schumer?
No, wait, Ezra Miller?
You've never seen Trainwreck?
I've never seen Trainwreck.
Well, there's a scene at the end of the movie.
I don't support female comedians. I'm sorry.
I do too much.
No, go on. Yeah.
But there's a scene at the end of that movie where he's an underage coworker at her job, and she tries to fuck him after a night out at drinking.
Really?
Yeah, and he gets wild with it, where it's like, oh, you've been in this situation before, but on the other end.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he does like some real kinky shit, and then his mom shows up, and she's like, oh my god, he's 16.
No.
And yeah, it's like the low point of the film for her.
That's crazy, because it's one of those things too.
And that was like his debut.
Well, yeah. Well, I never saw Trainwreck, but I had seen him in a bunch of movies, because the first time I had ever seen him was in the movie Perks of a Wallflower, which is like a really good movie. I like that. It's a coming of age movie. Really good, really fun, but it's kind of like indie, sappy kind of stuff. And, you know, that's how I think everybody kind of saw him. Like I was saying, we talked about him last time. He was kind of the industry darling in this weird way, where it's like, he's Hollywood's wet dream right now, where it's like, he's like bi, and he's like pansexual, but he's also like not male or female. And
no
it's like,
construction on him at all.
it's like, oh, like, you know, and then he's also like white, but not fully white. There's something else in there.
Yeah.
And he has this energy, this almost like David Bowie energy of like, I'll wear a dress, but I'll still fuck your girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, that's what they want. That's what they want. Dude, I'll fucking wear a thong and break her fucking back. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they fucking want.
Yeah. I'll do a coke off her butt crack.
Yeah. And then suck your dick, dude. Suck your dick, dude. And you won't even fuck, you'll be losing your mind. That's what they want. And I feel like they got so transfixed by that that they didn't notice all his red flags.
Yeah.
You know, like I was saying, I was like, if
he was going too fast.
He went way too fast.
Because it all happened so quick.
Yeah.
You think he just woke up? It's like, it's been 3 years. I did what?
Some might say it happened in a flash. You know, that was terrible.
You want to sneak it up?
But it's true, dude. I think that's really what it is. It's like, you know, you look at all the different people that they've like canceled and stuff like that, and it's like, yo, like, if any of those guys did one of these things, they would have been gone.
No,
fucking, like, if you even think about it, right? Like Chris D'Elia, right? They got rid of Chris D'Elia. They canceled him, right? and they cancel him because he's talking to underage girls and he's a gross dude and he's like a shitty comedian who does black comedy basically. He does Def Jam comedy for white dudes. He's
white
like
male black comic.
Yeah,
His special's
exactly.
name.
He does shit like that. He's like, so people secretly hated him, but he was like the hot girl comic. You know what I mean? The club goers liked him as a comedian or whatever, right?
Admittedly, I used to be a gigantic fan.
No, he had some. I'm shitting on him or whatever, but no, he has some shit. He has some shit where I'm like, yeah, he has some heaters
because he can do impressions.
He can,
and he can do an impression of a piece of shit. You see a guy who has like so many characters inside of him. It's like, hey, one of these has got to be a douchebag.
Oh, dude, he's like the guy, and he's like the guy in the locker room who tells you to smell his fingers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he's the dude who like. There's a reason why when he went down, like every freaking nerdy dude was like shitting on him and laughing at because he was the guy who got pussy in high school. He's the guy who's been getting pussy since he was like 13.
Yeah.
Like he was the guy who knew how to talk to women from like when he was still like a kid. Like I could see that. Like he seems like that type of guy that like he'd be like 13 and have like girls that were like 16 think he was cute.
Right.
You know?
That's a sad
So
part
they
about
hate him.
reality is that those douchebags and jocks and popular people you knew in high school don't end up becoming failures. They end up
They don't. They end up
that
thriving
charisma continues
every
throughout the,
industry.
they join a fraternity and then
Yeah,
they get
and they
connected their
kill it.
entire lives.
and then they kill it.
waiting
dog.
on their downfall will kill you.
Exactly. So I think that's why, like, from Chris D'Elia, you saw so many men fucking like dancing on his grave of
Yeah.
like "fuck you." But again, with
Especially comics.
especially
There were
cops.
so many comics where it's like, this guy is the problem. I thought I
Yeah.
was going to be around the book club.
exactly.
I didn't expect to be bullied by a jock.
Exactly. And I think that was a big thing. But that's again to bring back Ezra Miller. It's like, all right, you look at Chris D'Elia, right? And technically, if you really look at the facts, he was texting different girls, young. Some of them were 18, some of them were 17, some of them were 16, right?
Mhm.
The ones who were 16 and 17, as soon as they said they were 16 and 17, he stopped talking to them, right? That is the primary kind of consensus that happened, right? But even the fact that he found out they were 16 and stopped talking to them made him guilty, right? And then you have someone like Ezra Miller who's been talking to this girl since she was 12.
Mhm.
And no one saw that. It's like a crazy red flag. He's been talking to this girl since she was 12. He flew her out.
Crazy.
He flew her out to a Harry Potter movie and brought her on set and was like giving her drugs and fucking shit. Dude.
What?
Yeah, but
Dude.
because his shit is they,
Yeah.
it's no longer a problem. This is what I'm saying. It's like, so I don't fucking know. You know?
You think nobody ever realized he did it because they kept referring to him as they? They're like, they thought it was a group
of people hanging out.
You know, they brought her to the Harry Potter movie and gave her drugs. And they're like, who?
They thought it was the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah.
You're like,
You talk
I
about
believe they flew her out. That is so sweet that they brought her.
every time the news got dropped, they're like, yo, Disney is fucked up.
Yeah,
Are you talking about the Justice League?
That's fucking
Yo,
hilarious.
they brought her to a movie. You mean Batman knew about
Yeah.
this?
Dude, that's what I was saying. I was saying that. I was like, if he really wants to cover this up, just make it into like a Make-A-Wish thing. Act like she has terminal cancer and then just dress like the Flash the whole time.
Yeah, her
You know
wish
what I
was
mean?
for me to have sex with her.
Just play that you're Barry Allen the whole time.
Yeah.
And you're like, the Flash is here to take you on a cross-country trip. And have sex and do ayahuasca. I think that would work. You'd be like,
And
all right.
when she's like, they groomed me. They're like, all the flashes?
Yeah.
Like, all the you met all the flashes? That's
How many universes?
yeah,
are
how many universes are there? How many Barry Allens groomed you?
Oh my god.
She's, oh my god, this poor girl. Like,
Yeah,
he
right,
was
yeah,
so
yeah.
fast. She thought there were multiple of him.
Oh my god. Jesus fucking Christ. So yeah, I don't know.
She accuses the guy who did the TV show too.
Yeah, right. It's like anyone who goes by the name of Barry Allen.
Yeah, they said they, so we arrested all the flashes.
There's a lot of different universes, buddy. There's a lot of different ones. You know, she
Yeah.
even gets the old one.
Yeah, arrest all flashes.
Yeah,
That's the new
whoever-
Batman movie.
Whoever did the Flash in the 90s, you got that guy,
Yeah,
you got
arrest
Grant
him.
Gustin, you got
Mhm.
Ezra Miller. You know, Usain Bolt, just anyone who can run fast. At that point, it's just plucking things out of the air.
They need to get a SEAL team of like Robert Pattinson, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and they all need to like arrest all the Flashes. Yeah. And that's the new movie. It's a reality TV show.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Michael Keaton, all of them. Get all the Batmans to arrest all the Flashes.
Bat versus the Flash, baby.
Gotta get they. Gotta get them.
Follow they now. That's fucking stupid. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I like to imagine a Batman that doesn't get trans.
Yeah. He's like confused.
Who's he working with?
Tell me where they are.
Yeah. Like, it's just me. And it's no, I know.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, we're drunk. This is a good night. We're drunk and we're having a good night, and definitely a better night than the Burger King worker who's been working for 27 years and got a goodie bag.
This breaks my heart.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard about this. It kind of went viral on Twitter. People were flaming, Burger King and even the coworkers, which I don't necessarily know if that's fair. But apparently there's a guy who has been working at Burger King for 27 years, who is not mentally disabled. And he's working at
almost 3 decades.
Almost 3 decades.
Serving burgers.
In his right mind. And has been working there 3 decades, has not ever called in sick or anything once, has never been late either. And as a gift for his 27 years of service, he was given a goodie bag with 2 pens, some Reese's Pieces, and I think an eraser. I think they got basically like a kit from like a dollar store, like first day of school dollar store.
I think
and just like gave it to him.
Yeah, his boss like stopped by his kid's birthday party and just grabbed an extra one.
Yeah. They threw a couple pieces of bazooka.
Oh shit! I forgot Stan has been working here for almost 30 years.
They just gave him a pack of Big League Chew and threw it at him.
Yeah.
Here. You're a big boy. Enjoy that. So I don't know, man. I just feel like that's so fucking depressing. Can you imagine? Like, I've had shitty jobs. I have a pretty shitty job right now, but I can only imagine. Not only would it be humiliating that people are commending me on my shitty job of almost 30 years.
That's the embarrassing part, is that it is a headline that he's worked there for 27 years.
Exactly.
Because that alone is embarrassing.
But then on top of that, to get that embarrassing ass gift, like, dude, if I've been working at Burger King for 30 fucking years, buy me a fucking boat. Buy me a boat or a goddamn noose. All right, one or the other. Give me a brand new car or a fucking gun to shoot myself. One or the other. Kill me or give me some shit that is worth having. Do not just give me a pen, a fucking pen, a big pen.
Yeah.
I mean, I can stab myself with it, but that's it.
Write your suicide note with this pen.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying, man.
But how did he not work up higher? Do we know what position this man had? Was he still a fry cook?
I think he was like still just like a regular worker.
Because that's the thing about these fast food jobs. They are empires, but who's getting the money?
They didn't say Burger King manager, dude. It said Burger King worker. It would have said manager.
Wild.
So imagine there's people there that have been working way less time that got promoted to manager.
Yeah. How many Whoppers do you think he's eaten?
Oh, he is a Whopper. He is 90. You know how humans are like 80% water? Mm-hmm. He's 80% Whopper.
He's 80% Whopper.
80% Whopper. He is 80% the king.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the sommelier of Burger King. You're like,
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What's your preference?
I mean, I'm a Wendy's guy.
Me too.
I could maybe do. I could do. I could do 10 years at Wendy's. It might kill me, but I could
eat a Baconator for lunch every day.
I could do 10 years at Wendy's. Work. I think I could work there. I love Wendy's enough that I think if my life was terrible enough and people were like brainwashing me and being like, hey, did you hear about this guy who'd been working 27 years at Burger King? Like, his life is awesome. Like, if I had been raised in that thought process in the same way that like people are raised in like white supremacy or like, doomsday prepping, you know what I mean? Like, we're all built to work at Wendy's. You know, if I was like, you know, like the Amish, but for Wendy's, like I think I could do. I think I could do it 10 years. How long do you think you could do
At a fast food job?
at a fast food job? Yeah.
Realistically, because it's how long I could eat it. Because as soon as I couldn't eat the food anymore is when I would quit.
That's so fair. That's so fucking
Like
fair.
one day when a Baconator doesn't taste the same,
You're gone.
I would just be my day I snap. It'd be the day I pull somebody through the drive-through window. And just, you took my favorite thing away from me, and then like your whole shit snaps.
Oh yeah,
You're
you
like-
lose it. You lose it, and then they announce strawberry frosties, and you're like, all right.
Plato's Cave was a Wendy's.
Yeah.
There's a world outside of this.
I'm not gonna lie though, I did try that strawberry frosty. It's fire.
Oh my god, I was so excited to see that come out.
Fucking fire.
It's good.
It's great.
It's the best flavor, strawberry to me.
So great.
yeah,
I'm into
Love the
like
basics.
I'm a chocolate like person. Like I love any sort of chocolate ice cream, like Rocky Road, where chocolate's the base. Because some weird fuckers decide to use vanilla ice cream as the base. You're a psychopath.
yeah.
Rocky Road. I love a good chocolate chip. You know, I'm a chocolate person, but I will say that strawberry frosty, fucking Jesus,
Slabs.
Oh, slaps. I wish they would almost do like a mix. Like I wish you could do both.
Strawberry and what?
Strawberry chocolate, dude.
Strawberry and chocolate?
Chocolate dipped
Are
strawberry.
you crazy?
What are you talking about? They dip strawberries in chocolate all the time. What if you
Oh,
do
yeah.
a swirl, right?
Wow, that's a Valentine's Day gift on the go.
There you go. Talk about- this guy needs to get into marketing. Aren't you glad Manny's gone?
He ain't got a girl. I got your girl advice right here. Strawberry and chocolate frosty, baby. I got you chocolate covered strawberries for $1, which is the best.
Yeah, that's the fucking best. I love how everything's just so fucking dog shit cheap now, man.
That's the worst thing about the Burger King thing is they probably could have given him something cool,
yeah,
like just like like a frosty machine, like in my
Something
apartment
dope.
or something.
yeah, dude. They could have given him a million of those fucking chocolate mud pies.
yeah.
You know, I would fucking eat those things. Those
Oh
things
my
are great.
God, yeah.
Those things are fucking fire. You know what I mean? Or I don't know, put him in a commercial. Give him some residuals from the commercial.
27. He has to be the long. I wonder how many employee of the weeks he has. Like he has to be a long-standing employee.
What if he never got hired as an employee? What if they've just been slowly fucking with this guy? Like it's like we think it's just a guy that works at Burger King, but truthfully, it's been like an experiment by like Harvard or MIT
Mhm.
of how much a human brain can take.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like a guy who can, it's almost like a Wicker Man. Remember you ever seen the old Wicker Man where it's like they tempt him so much and the whole thing at the end is like, because you didn't succumb to the temptation,
Yeah.
we have to kill you as a sacrifice. You know? So it's like that's what his working at Burger King is. It's like, we're gonna keep fucking with you. We know you're a righteous person, so you're never gonna come in late and you're never gonna come in sick, but we're never gonna give you employee of the month. You know?
Yeah.
You're gonna
See how much a man can take.
you work way harder than us, but we're never gonna raise your money. You come in early, but we're never gonna make you the manager. Like all this weird shit, and then after 27 years, we're gonna give you 2 pens and some Reese's Pieces, and then you know, and it's like Cabin in the Woods.
So dark.
Like he's like screaming and he's
Yeah.
throwing shit, and there's a bunch of dudes in like white lab coats just like watching and jotting it all
Yes,
down.
dude. And he just goes on a murdering spree
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the Burger King face on.
Oh my god,
Dude, give me that horror movie.
I would love that.
Yes,
I would
dude.
love that.
With the Burger King mask on.
Fuck yeah, that chilling
Yes.
fucking king face.
Yes.
Hell yeah,
That
I
guy
love
killing you. And when you, it's like ketchup to him. He like
Yeah.
puts it on the burger,
Yeah,
the blood.
he puts it on the burger. I love that. I think we just came up with our first screenplay.
I think we did.
There we go. There you fucking go.
Brought to you by the False Prophets.
Brought to you by False Prophets, baby. Hell yeah.
Murder King.
Yeah, right.
Murder
King.
Let's go. Dude, cheers to Murder King.
Hell yeah. See you at Sundance next year, you fucks. That
That's real shit right there.
was real shit. We really did come up with that. I like that. We're tiptoeing into the end of the podcast. We have one more story for you.
Yeah.
We were talking about this too before the podcast started about this is a bit of an old story, but it's something that's been circulating around again. I think partially because it's so hysterical. There's a woman in Spain, I believe last year or the year before, who gave birth to a black baby, and then she blamed her husband for infidelity. What do you think of that?
How quickly did she do it?
They said immediately.
Immediately.
In the article. Like as soon as the baby came out and she held it in her arms, she started cursing at him and like crying and everything and be like, get the fuck out and all this shit. Yeah. And supposedly the doctors were laughing at him.
Oh, I mean, did he buy it? Did he see like?
Yeah. The guy totally bought it. Like,
he's like, that's not my penis.
Kid. Yeah. It's on some like King of the Hill, like John Redcorn.
Yeah.
And like Dale, you know what I mean? Where it's like obviously not his son.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is that? What's the other one? Not Yumi and Dupree. There's something about Mary. What's you know what Irene, Me, Myself, and Irene.
Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yeah. Where he has the 3 black kids.
No,
you know?
Is that with Owen Wilson?
No, Me, Myself, and you never seen that?
No.
I love this. Has just become a podcast of us sharing movies that the other one hasn't seen. Me, Myself, and Irene. It's one of the great, honestly, one of the best like Farrelly Brothers movies. Where it stars Jim Carrey,
mm-hmm.
and basically he's a guy with a multiple personality. He has 2 personalities, schizophrenic. So his wife, he's in love with his wife, and then his wife meets someone at work. She meets a black midget, right?
Mm-hmm.
And her and the black midget fall in love. She ends up.
So Kevin, I've seen that Kevin Hart movie.
I don't think Kevin Hart's in it.
I was making a joke about that.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait.
Oh, come on, man.
No, because I'm like, he's so popular that I'm like, he maybe could have been in that movie, and it's like really funny. I'm like,
he's got some old cameos. You're like, is that Kevin Hart?
He does, yeah, exactly. I'm like, damn,
Dude, rewatch that movie. It's Kevin.
Yeah. I'm like, he could have been in that movie.
I think that he was also the father of this child.
Yeah, possibly, quite possibly. He was the father of the black midget in the movie. Like basically, like his wife gives birth to triplets or whatever, and there are 3 black kids, and then immediately after, his wife leaves him, and that's kind of what causes like a psychotic break in his head. But he still loves the children and everything,
right.
And he's in denial that they're not his children. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then they just become like, you know, and then fast forwards and his 3 children are like giant, tall, like 2 of them are like big as hell, like tall black dudes. It's like Anthony Anderson, one ripped black dude, and then like this super fat, like black dude who you've seen in like a lot of shit. But it's like, what was I bringing up? What was I talking about?
You mean Dupree?
Yeah. Well, no, it's called Me, Myself, and Irene. But what was I comparing it to? Do you remember? No? Okay. Well, this is why you shouldn't smoke weed. But I was saying, fuck, what was I was making a point.
I was listening to the point. And then I had some moonshine.
And then we got drunk.
And then I had this drink called White Lightning, and it struck a bolt in my head. And I thought of that Kevin Hart joke, and I blacked out.
That's what I'm saying. You distracted me from that. Then I had to go back. And then
I know. I can tell when you're intently like on a long point, and then I have a joke, and I'm like,
I know.
I gotta interrupt it.
And then you throw it in, and I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you.
I know. I'm sorry.
God
Manny
damn
wouldn't have done it.
Manny wouldn't have done it.
Manny would not have
He
interrupted.
knows his place.
He knows when you're on a stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
I do, but I don't care.
You don't give a shit because he's a comedian. He needs to get the laughs in.
Yeah, you gotta get my
fuck.
You gotta get my joke off.
Oh no, I was saying the white woman who gave birth to a black baby is like that because the husband just accepted it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that's basically it. Reminded of Me, Myself, and Irene, where Jim Carrey, his wife, gives birth to 3 black children. That's a hilarious. I can't believe
such a good tactic though. Is when you fucked up royally.
Oh,
and then you say this is your fault, and then if you're with a person who's just like, oh, okay.
Well, I think that's mostly. I mean, you know, that's kind of what women do.
Yeah. No, yeah. Like, talk about female gaslighting a little bit right now.
They really will. Like, they'll do some awful shit, and they'll be like, I realize this is nothing but my fault.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that,
you could have prevented this.
It has to be all your fault. I have to push it so far back on you that it fucks with your head.
Yes.
And then we can both deal with half of the guilt.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so now we share it 50-50. Rather than be 100% on me, it's now going to be 50-50 on both of us.
Yeah, instead of going to apology, you go into, you should apologize.
Yeah.
And like, when that happens to a person, they're like, what is going on?
Yeah, your mind
and
is
then
so fucked up.
your mind is so fucked, you'll be like,
what? You're like, this
I'm
is
so
crazy.
sorry, I did cheat.
Yeah. Like,
I had sex with Kevin Hart in I was watching this movie.
He gave birth to a midget, and then I fucked that midget, and then we had 3 sons, 3 proud, healthy sons, and I lost my mind, and I fucked Renee Zellweger. You should watch that movie. It's a great movie. Honestly, it's one of my favorite comedies ever.
Let's watch it after this.
It's really great. Yeah. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Let's talk about how dumb we are for a second, and then get back to it. Because I've been watching Drink Champs, and they really do be fucking up.
Yeah.
Like for real, Nori be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening." Like because they get so fucking geeked and so drunk on that show, and I think that makes them relatable. I'm like, yo, Nori, of course, because you watch it and you listen to it, but you're like, yeah, these guys are fucked up.
Yeah, it's a real conversation. So sorry guys. We're back. We were just talking about how fun it is to get fucked up and very
we are
small
not
fan base.
Learning things.
We are not learning things. In fact, we pride ourselves on learning nothing.
Yeah,
at all.
Needs to be an X over there.
Yeah, we need to
learning
things. Yeah, cross out the things. Learning nothing fucking at all.
Spanish and white men can have black babies.
There you go. And I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Glad we talked about female reproduction, and we were spitting only facts.
Oh my god, just so sensitive and articulately.
I know.
I'm glad it's us talking about this and not some drunk assholes.
No, it has to be two. I'm finally glad that 2 straight men have been allowed to take a crack at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we've been silent for too long.
We've been silent for too long. Like I said, we're all jizzed out.
Guys, it's 2022. Straight men have opinions.
We've been watching nothing but porn, and we're all fucking cummed out, and our nuts are empty. Not here. Not here.
Yeah.
Our balls stand firm. The False Prophets podcast. I'll tell you right now.
That's right. And if Natasha gives birth to a black baby, I'm fighting Phil first.
And on that note, this has been a great fucking podcast. That was such a great sign off. That's a great joke. This has been the podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like you said, we're dangerously close to 400 subscribers for real. We are, and I'm hoping by the time we put this out that we're probably past that. But if not, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, spread the word. Every time we put out these episodes, the next episode does better than the previous one.
Yeah.
And it really has been true. It's truly been great. We really like it, and we like that you guys are supporting us. So please make sure to subscribe and tell your friends about it, man. Ethan, is there anywhere that you're going to be this week?
This week, I got a show tomorrow in Brooklyn, just stand-up comedy. And then I got July 7th, I got Alcoholics Not Anonymous. Phil's going to be on that show.
I am going to be on that show.
It's the very first one. That's Alcoholics Not Anonymous.
I love the name.
Purely a place for alcoholics. If you're sober, get out. But if you have any sobriety chips, you can come trade those in for a free beer. But that's going to be at Queen's Brewery. So come check that out. It's right in our neighborhood.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's been the show. Also, too, I have my Sunday show as usual, as I usually talk about. So please make sure to come to that at Solas in the East Village at 8 p.m. So please, and you can follow me on Instagram at Phil Risden or Grove Street Comedy. Mm-hmm. Also follow the False Prophets podcast on Instagram. Just False Prophets Pod. And what about you? It's just Ethan McFall?
Yeah, just Ethan McFall on all social media. That's it.
All right. Thank you guys. Peace out. Please fucking subscribe. And if you do, we'll shout you out in the next episode. All right.
Cheers. You got a little bit of beer left?
Cheers.